There are times when we feel super connected in davening, in our service of Hashem. There are times when we feel disconnected. We feel like it's just not clicking for us. Which one's on a higher level? Obviously, naturally, we would say the first one. Our Parshat tells us that it's not so easy, not so simple. There are times when you can find closest to Hashem, even when you feel a lack of closeness, even when you feel a certain distance. We learn this from the story of Aharon's two sons who die on the 8th day of the inauguration of the Mishkan, the final day when it's finally being established as the Mishkan of Hashem. His two sons bring an Esh Zarah, forbidden fire, and Hashem punishes them and they die. Aharon's struggling, he's mourning, and Moshe comes to offer him words of consolation. Moshe says that Hashem said, Bikrovaya Kadesh, among my close ones I will be sanctified. And this was meant to comfort Aharon. What does he mean by this? Rashi says this means that among those who are very close to me, which is Nadav Avihu, your sons, I will become sanctified. That God chose them specifically to sanctify God's name because they were so close to Hashem. The Rashbam says something different. He says, it's not talking about Nadav and Avihu, it's talking about Aharon. Aharon. And Aharon's the close servant of Hashem. And Hashem saying to Aharon that nevertheless you have to mekadesh, you have to sanctify my name by continuing the service despite the struggles that you're going through. Perhaps we can be a little bit more precise with the language here and tease out another message based on this Rashbam's approach. It says here, be krovai akadesh, among my close ones, I will become sanctified. Maybe the verse is telling us that despite the struggle that Aaron was going through, the immense struggle he was going through, the difficulty, despite perhaps the disconnect he might have felt at that moment, when he kept going on and serving Hashem, that brings kirvat Hashem, closeness to Hashem. And it's a reminder that sometimes we're not going to feel connected. Sometimes we're not going to feel that perfect experience. Nevertheless, doesn't mean we're far from Hashem. We could be even closer at those moments. In relationships, that's often what builds a relationship, is that you're there with your loved one, even when it's difficult, even when you don't have everything to give. You only have a little bit to give them, or it's difficult in that moment for both of you to give to each other, but you're there. Sometimes those moments are what really strengthen a relationship and generate even greater closeness than those peak moments of elation, of excitement that we all strive to experience in our relationships. Closest to Hashem isn't only about the peak moments. It's about being there even when things are difficult.